In Lies of P, the arm of God was a relic of unimaginable power sought out above all else by the mysterious alchemists. But what exactly was the arm? And what was its true purpose? If you want the shocking answers, then prepare yourself for a wild adventure that will span across multiple religions, philosophies, art, and mankind's never-ending pursuit of immortality. But before we travel to the city of Krat, it's time to give credit where it's due. Kudos to WizardWolf1020 for locating the Easter egg in the previous thumbnail. If you look closely, you will see the ergo wavelength decoder where the pin should be. If you're new to the channel, I've started playing a game with viewers where I hide an Easter egg in the thumbnail of each of my videos. The first person to state what and where it is in the comments gets a shout out in the following video. Now, back to the matter at hand. In Lies of P, there is an undeniable significance in one's left arm that can be seen throughout the entirety of the game. From the mechanical left arm of Geppetto's puppet to the arm of God, each of these subtle references are hinting at something much larger. They quite literally serve as one piece of a proverbial puzzle that I aim to solve in this video. The earliest mention of the arm of God can be found in the St. Frangelico Cathedral. Despite the power associated with the relic, some warned against the dangers it brought forth, even going so far as to label it as the cause of God's wrath on the city of Krat. The item description for the Arm of God relic provides a bit more insight. It reads, "The Arm of God, obtained after defeating Simon Manus. It is a mysterious relic that the alchemists treated as a sacred object. The alchemists believed that there was once a god who was ripped to shreds trying to give immortal life to the humans he so loved, and they wanted to revive him. However, the god who was deep in sleep never answered their prayers. As we all know, the passage of time is often the greatest enemy of any belief system, as the original account of what occurred and the intended message are typically skewed in more ways than one after being subjected to varying methods of modern interpretations. As such, the accuracy of such accounts can often be unreliable, and what was once a man could over time, through multiple iterations, become a god. Keep this in mind for later. The alchemists of the Isle, led by the aptly named Simon Manus, were victims of such a circumstance. As a quick side note, the Latin word manus can be translated to mean hand or of the hand, echoing the left hand motif I mentioned earlier. The divine being they sought to revive was no god, but someone who had rebelled against his creator, and subsequently damned those who came after him. Genesis, the first book of the Bible, documents the creation and origin of mankind. Most notably, it provides a detailed account of how God created Adam, the first man. Although the artist certainly took some liberties in his depiction of this moment, as it was described in the scriptures, Michelangelo's fresco painting in the Sistine Chapel is certainly a stunning work of art. Interestingly enough, a recreation of this miraculous event takes place in-game when Simon Manus unleashes the relic's full power and transcends humanity. During this incredible transformation, Simon's left hand creates a veil of sorts that seems to bend the rules of time and space, allowing for an extra-dimensional experience to take place. A writhing mass of right hands materialize from the darkness, and suddenly, like some sort of chaotic flower, a singular left hand blooms from the center and slowly descends to make contact with Simon's extended, ethereal arm. In an attempt to become a god, Simon Manus utilized the relic to recreate the moment depicted in Michelangelo's creation of Adam. However, there were some critical differences that resulted in his inevitable demise. First and foremost, it was God's right hand that touched Adam's left hand in the painting. If we're to believe that this is indeed an arm belonging to God, then it truly shouldn't have had an impact regardless of which arm he used. However, this is not God's arm, but rather Adam's. It is my belief that Adam is the so-called God referenced in the item description for the relic, and is being worshipped as a divine being because of his original gift of immortality. When God created Adam, he was perfect and undying. It wasn't until sin was introduced into the world that humanity was cursed with imperfection and the bitter taste of death. As stated in the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23, the very wage of sin is death. Due to the transgressions of Adam and Eve, humanity fell from grace, and that is the very reason why all of mankind experiences death. People from all walks of life desperately turn to increasingly creative ways to escape the unavoidable end that awaits us all. Those with knowledge in science, medicine, and alchemy were constantly in search of alternatives to death, and as a result, the secret organization that Paracelsus is a member of actively seeks out immortals. Their ultimate goal is to reassemble and revive a completed Adam so that they too can be blessed with immortality and everlasting life. Sadly, This new theory of mine has led me to believe that the true and canonical ending for Lies of P is not the happy one we so desperately clung to, but the disturbing scene featured in the Real Boy ending. The story of the One Father collectible supports this suspicion of mine. It can only be found in Geppetto's study if the puppet surrendered Carlo's heart. It reads, "Thank you for coming back to me, Carlo. I no longer bear a grudge. Now that you're back, my life is rosy. To make you happy, I plan to stabilize Krat. I suppose getting the puppets and the petrification disease under better control will turn the city back to normal. Remember, you have to be careful with your body. Even though you are an organism, you react to ergo. Maybe it's because that artifact was one of the materials. Still, you came back, and that's all that matters. No matter what others say, you're my son. No one will be in our way anymore. I'll rebuild Krat for you. Until then, please stay safe in the hotel. Your father, who cares about you more than anyone." The artifact referenced in the letter is none other than the Arm of God relic that can be found in the inventory screen. The post-credits scene also echoes the fact that the newly animated Carlo is in possession of the arm and that the secret organization needs to retrieve it. I'll leave you with one final thought that should keep you busy until I uncover Paracelsus' master plan and true identity in the next video. The Ouroboros is an ancient symbol that depicts a serpent devouring itself. It represents the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, a fitting mascot for an organization in pursuit of immortality. The special Ouroboros eye weapon adds even more support to the reassembly of Adam, as it was handcrafted by the legendary Paracelsus himself, and was designed to signify wholeness. Poetic irony? I think not. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me know that you want more content just like this. Click on these videos on screen to continue your journey through Krat, and I'll be there to guide you when you arrive. Consider becoming a member for exclusive perks like emojis, members-only videos, and more. Or check out my Ko-fi or Patreon page if you want behind-the-scenes content, or if you just want to support me in a more personal way. Until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out. Join the Inhuman community today.